Hello there guys, Alex here, bringing you part 5 of What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball universe. So, before I continue, we're planning to be working again right now on other what ifs at the moment. So in this case, this one might take priority for the meanwhile. And also, I might start doing the other parts for, like, the Arch Deku, Full Counter Deku, even though some of you did not like what I went with Full Counter. I totally understand, and you still deserve that. You don't judge a book by its cover. You already learned your lesson. Alright, so in any case, if you also want to support the channel out, I would consider you check out the Patreon I have right now. It's open currently right now, and I see that some of you actually were interested in helping the channel out. I do appreciate it, and you will get your shout out at the end of the video, as well as I see that a percentage of you are not subscribed. So please do subscribe for more quality content. In this case, comment down below, like the video, and see, that I can engage your interest in my videos. So without further ado, let's begin. Last time on What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball universe. After the 21st Budokai Tenkaichi, Goku and Izuku went on their journey to find the Dragon Balls, once again, so that they could wish for Izuku to return home and for him having a quirk. In their travels, they've encountered Colonel Silver from the Red Ribbon Army, but with him blowing up the Nimbus Cloud, Goku and Izuku were traveling by jet, with a AI included, but they crash landed in a snowy area, which left them frozen solid. Once Izuku thawed out, he saw Goku sipping on some soup, while a blue-haired girl was watching Izuku, making him tumble backwards with the entire chair. And with the shenanigans out of the way, the blue-haired girl introduced herself as Nedry, while the other girl introduced herself as Snow. Izuku, surprised, would say, where are we? Snow saying, you guys are at my house. We saw a plane falling and we checked it out. Then we dragged you here before the Red Ribbon soldiers would have found you. Izuku saying, the Red Ribbon soldiers are here too? Goku saying, yep, according to them, they're after the Dragon Balls too. Izuku with anime tears will say, what? Oh, come on. I just want to get home with the quirk. Is it too much to ask? Nedry saying, quirk, does that mean you are from Japan? Izuku confused would say, yeah, but how did you? As Nedry hugging Izuku would say, yay, I thought it was just me and my cousin, Shichan, that got sent here to this world. Nedry told Izuku on how she and her cousin got to that village. Then Izuku explained the whole situation about the Dragon Balls, and during that time, another blue-haired girl made an appearance, introducing herself as Shinobu Hado. But when she spoke, she had a hint of annoyance, for Nedry was cuddling her too much, and Nedry revealed that she was actually a he. Goku saying, now I'm confused. Is he a boy or is she a girl? Because I really thought I got it right this time. Izuku saying, don't worry Goku. For once, I'm lost as you. Afterwards, Snow's mother explains their situation, and the two boys couldn't stomach what the Red Ribbon Army has been doing, so they decided to intervene, especially when two soldiers entered abruptly into the house, but quickly taken out by Goku and Izuku. From that point, it goes as in the anime. They meet android number 8, dubbed Aider, and the trio raided Muscle Tower, with Aider joining. Everything there pans out as in the anime, with the inclusion of Izuku. With now 2 Dragon Balls in their possession, they decided to travel to West City, so that Bulma can fix the Dragon Radar. Everyone from the Snowy Village said their goodbyes, but then the discussion of them traveling by foot arose. Goku saying, yeah, they destroyed the Nimbus, and the plane crashed, so are we going by foot? A villager saying, did you say Nimbus? Goku saying, yeah. The villager saying, a Nimbus cloud can't be destroyed. Ah, yes, the good old days. I remember when there were a bunch of them, but nowadays nobody can ride them, because they aren't pure of heart. But if the two of you were able to, you must have a pure of heart. Goku, visibly confused, would say, then why did it blow up? The villager saying, did you try calling for it? Goku, realizing that he didn't try calling for the Nimbus, he did so, and to his surprise, the Nimbus came, amazing everybody. Izuku and Goku jumped onto the cloud, but they were stopped. Nedre saying, "Oh, can you take me and Shichan with you?" Izuku, nervous, would say, but there's only room for two. Nedre saying that we can sit on each other's laps or something. Goku saying, the question is, can you stand on it? Nedre saying, I don't know. Goku and Izuku checked if the two of them could sit on the cloud without falling through it. And surprisingly enough, they managed to stand on it, and after some arrangements on the cloud, they departed for West City. Once there, the group was at a loss, for they didn't know where to look. Goku started to ask around until Izuku thought of something. Back when they first met Bulma, her father made the tech, referring for the capsules, and after some more asking around, it brought them to Capsule Corp. And not too long after, Bulma joined them with her flying vehicle, which was happy to see Goku and Izuku, but confused on the two girls with them, with Shinobu getting whiny about it and explaining he was a boy. Once they arrived at Bulma's room, she complained about Yamcha, for he wasn't paying much attention to her, and instead he was flirting with some fans of his. And she also complained on how boring it was back at school. She decided to skip school and help them find the Dragon Balls, and for easy travel, she made the shrinking device. Afterwards, everything pans out as in the anime with the new additions, glossing over the events with General Blue that pan out the same with the addition of Izuku, Nedre, while Shinobu is at Kame House, with Nedre and Shinobu staying with Bulma at Kame House, and Krillin got cucked, realizing Shinobu was a guy. Goku and Izuku go look for the next Dragon Ball, which brought them to Korin's tower. The events with Bora giving the 4-star ball to Goku and Izuku pans out the same, also with the addition of Mercenary Tao killing Bora and seemingly killing Goku. Izuku was protecting Appa the entire time. Izuku being upset that Goku was killed, Appa suggests going to the top of Korin's tower to receive the sacred water from Master Korin and take revenge for the fallen. Thus, Izuku starts to climb the tower, and one day later, he managed to climb it. After reaching the top of Korin's tower, Izuku was very thirsty. He saw 3 urns next to each other, and he hoped that Master Korin didn't mind if he took a sip of water. He went to the urn on his left and opened it. With the left urn, Izuku, after opening the lid of the urn, he noticed it was filled with clear water. Before he could put his hands inside to drink some, he saw some images playing out, almost if it was a video. He stared at it, only for him to realize that it was the events that happened to him when he got struck by lightning. Seeing and hearing what happened in the MHA universe, and that made him tear up. And when the tear hit the water, the urn became empty. Izuku confused on what he saw, and he shook it off as an illusion, and he went to the middle urn. The middle urn, once Izuku opened the second urn, that too was filled with water, and in the same case as the previous one, he stared at it, and he saw his mother talking to Mitsuki, as she was consoling her for the loss of her house and her husband Hisashi. Izuku, hearing everything, saying, "Mom, don't cry. Everything will be okay." But what Izuku saw surprised him. Both Inko and Mitsuki were looking around and calling for Izuku. Izuku, surprised, would say, "You can hear me? You can really hear me? If you can hear me, lift your right hand in the air." Inko and Mitsuki did as requested, and Inko started to freak out. She looked around, but she couldn't find her baby boy. Izuku, with tears of joy, would say, "Mom, you can't see me, but I can see you. I just want for you to don't lose hope. I'm okay, and I'll return to you once I can gather all the Dragon Balls and return back home to you." But before Izuku could hear what his mother wanted to say, Izuku's tears splashed the water, and the urn became empty. Izuku was happy and sad at the same time. He saw his mother and hoped that she wouldn't worry too much. Izuku stared at the third, wondering if that too will show him a vision. The right urn. Izuku, after opening the lid of the urn, at first it seemed to be a regular urn, but lo and behold, that too had something strange about it. A giant centipede-like creature was wrapping itself around Izuku, as he had a feeling of passing out. Then flashes of the future events passed through his mind, but what surprised him was an older version of him with All Might at a beach that freaked him out entirely. But he realized that the lid of the last urn was still on it. He contemplated if he was confused. He didn't know if he removed it or not, but before he could think about doing it or not, a voice called out to Izuku. Izuku recognized it. He knew that it had to be Goku. Izuku teared up and he started to cry, as he was happy that his friend didn't die. But another voice interrupted them, and it called them both up, which had to be Korin's. Izuku and Goku were shocked to see a cat, which is Korin. Korin explained to Izuku what he saw in the 3 urns were his past, present, and future. Thus, the trial to get the sacred water from Korin commenced. 3 days later, they returned to the feet of the tower, successfully getting the sacred water and being introduced to senzu beans. And they took care of Mercenary Tao, with the same events happening the same way with the inclusion of Izuku. With Bora being dead, Uppa was left all alone, and Goku was conflicted if to say that they could help or not. But Izuku being Izuku, he proposed to get the Dragon Balls to revive Bora and stop the Red Ribbon Army. Goku and Izuku hopped on Nimbus and headed straight for the Red Ribbon Army. Most of the raid happens the same way, with the addition of Izuku. The two fought their way through soldiers shooting at them and throwing grenades, but the two end up beating them as if they were nothing, and they had the soldiers running for the hills. On their way to the location of the Dragon Balls, which are in the possession of the commander, Goku went on ahead, and he stumbled to a dead end. But with 2 people were standing in his way. Goku saying, "Are you people in charge?" General Black saying, "No, we aren't. The commander isn't here." Goku saying, "Where is he?" General Black saying, "He's safe. You can say that he's resting, because he had a terrible headache." In this scenario, they killed Commander Red beforehand, and would say, "Now stop talking, you'll deal with us." Goku saying, "Wait, I don't want to fight. I just want the Dragon Balls." General Black saying, "If you really want to see the commander, we'll take you to him, but in pieces. Lieutenant Green, would you be so kind to roast this child?" Lieutenant Green saying, "My pleasure, General." Lieutenant Green uses fire breath to try and kill Goku, but Goku dodges. Goku, getting irritated, would say, "This is taking us nowhere. I'll give you one more chance. Hand over the Dragon Balls and surrender." At that point, Izuku jumped into the fray. Izuku, oblivious to what's going on, would say, "Sorry, Goku, I had to take a leak. I couldn't have hold it any longer." Goku saying, "It's okay. These 2 aren't telling us where the 2 Dragon Balls are." Izuku takes a good look at the 2 men, but Lieutenant Green spoke up. Lieutenant Green saying, "Izuku, is that you?" "It's me, Sashi, your father." Izuku shocked would say, "Dad, is it really you?" Goku and General Black were confused as Izuku rushed to his father, hugging him tightly, while Hisashi winks at General Black. Izuku, tearing up, would say, "Dad, I missed you so much. Now all we need to do is get the last Dragon Ball, and we can wish Uppa's father back, and then the next chance the Dragon Balls are going to activate, we can wish to return home." Hisashi saying, "Izuku?" Izuku muttering, saying, "No, wait, since there were others already, probably there are more, so I guess that we should make sure that everyone can return home safe and sound." Hisashi, a bit irritated, would say, "Izuku?" Izuku muttering, "But wait, what about my quirk? I guess it'll be..." Hisashi shouting, "Izuku!" Izuku, snapping back to reality, would say, "What's wrong?" Hisashi saying, "To put it simple, I'd rather stay here. I have a job, and I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want. But in this case, we could wish your mother here, live in this world, and command its people." Hisashi was about to hit Izuku behind his neck, but Goku alerted Izuku, and Izuku caught Hisashi's hand. Izuku saying, "Dad, what's going on?" Goku saying, "Izuku, get away from there." Izuku, "But he's my father. He loves me." Hisashi simply pushed Izuku aside, confusing Izuku. Izuku, confused, would say, "Dad, what's going on?" Hisashi, grinning, saying, "I was right. You are as blind as you are naive." Izuku, intimidated, saying, "Dad, what are you talking about?" Hisashi saying, "I think I should add stupid and ignorant too. No, those wouldn't begin to describe what a disappointment you are. and seeing your sorry face just makes me want to puke. Izuku saying, Dad? Goku angrily saying, Hey, that isn't nice. Apologize to him. He's your son. General Black was about to intervene, but Hisashi placed a hand in front of him, stopping him in his tracks. General Black saying, Lieutenant, what are you doing? Don't get in my way. I am the general here. Hisashi, whispering in the general's ear, would say, Don't get your panties in a twist. Since I have the chance to tell my son how I feel about him, I'm just taking the opportunity to break him mentally. Afterwards, you can get that thing ready. General Black smirked and played along. Hisashi, speaking to Goku, would say, Kid, this doesn't concern you, but I'll let you in on a little fun fact. It was an accident. He wasn't even supposed to be born. Zuko, shocked, would say, What? What do you mean, an accident? Hisashi saying, I think you're also deaf. In that case, let me spell it out for you. You weren't meant to be born. I was simply having a one-time thing with your mother, but you had to get pregnant and forcefully make me take that responsibility. And that is it. Izuku, tearing up, would say, But you said? Hisashi saying, I'm fully aware of what I said. It was all a lie. But now it's time for you to die. After hearing that, Izuku plopped to his knees in disbelief, with tears swelling up. With Izuku in that state of mind, Goku was a bit distracted. Then General Black pulled out a capsule, and a giant robot appeared, slamming Goku around like a rag doll, trying to protect Izuku. Hisashi saying, I see, you're so worthless that you make your friend die for you. Izuku breaking down, saying, No, it's not true. Hisashi saying, But it is. You are the worthless, quirkless, powerless little Izuku. Izuku, realizing on what Hisashi said being somewhat true, would say, No, you're wrong. I can. Hisashi saying, Can what? Being an annoying crybaby, a hero nerd, a waste of space. I'll let you know it's yes. Yes, you can, and much more too. Izuku, clenching his fist and standing up while whispering to himself, Shut up. Hisashi, mockingly saying, Did you say anything? I couldn't quite hear you. Izuku, glaring at his father, would say, I said, Shut up! Hisashi smirked, but his smirk turned into a frown, and then a painful expression, realizing that Izuku got punched him, also realizing his strength, and realizing he was in a different room. But Hisashi had no time to think nor speak, because Izuku was right there, and he punched him until he was on the floor. On Goku's side, everything pans out the same as in the anime, with retrieving the 2 Dragon Balls and defeating General Black. The only thing he had to do was check on Izuku, but what Goku saw broke his heart to see. Izuku was punching Hisashi over and over. He didn't ease up. Izuku, with tears in his eyes, he still continued to pummel Hisashi, even if his knuckles were bleeding. He stopped, however, when one of his fists was caught by someone, only to realize it was Goku who stopped him. Goku, feeling sad for Izuku, would say, Zuku, you can stop now. I think he's dead. Izuku started to feel bad, for not only did he commit a crime, but he ended his own father's life, the one that loved him, the one that said he would support him, and the one that told him to never let people tell him who or what he can be, only for him to realize that Hisashi lied the whole time. Goku, somewhat understanding, would say, Zuku, let's go. We have the Dragon Balls. We need one more. And to be continued. Will Izuku be okay? Find out in the next part of What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball Universe. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. And before I end things off, I quickly want to mention as well the Patreon's supporters. In this case, we actually got 3 after the first one. So, Will Finister, Joseph Thomas, Mitchell, and Cameron Doyle. Again, huge thanks and shout outs to them for supporting the channel. YouTube's pin verification, I have not received it. I'm not monetized, and basically, like, I have already invested a lot of my own personal money into this, so so I can keep investing into the channel. You guys are the MVPs totally. I cannot thank you enough. And in this case, as also one of the benefits for being a Patreon member, again, early access to some of my videos, as well as some art that I cannot show on YouTube and probably will have to show on later dates on my social media if it's allowed. So in this case, I would highly suggest, if you can, to support the channel and also to see some, some fine art, check out my Patreon, link in the description. And also what's going to be up next, probably another part for Dragon Ball, probably. But in any case, without further ado, I do hope you have a good day or have a good night. Peace.